In the first video, we showed you a basic way that you could kind of maneuver and work your way through the triangle. Now I'm going to show you a little bit more of a challenging way for those of you that have done some coding in the past. There's some different challenges or a different way that you can do this that's a little more exact. And so let's get started with that now. Now, if you recall from the first video, we talked to you about how to put the robot pin down to the ground. Again, you find that in the looks column, and then you can move that pin down so that it actually draws. So in the last video, I had you could come up here to the drivetrain, and you could drive forward, and then you could turn right and get the degrees. But then you got to kind of estimate what you want those degrees to be. There's a different way of doing that. And if we go to Control, there is this comment or this command called wait until. Okay, if we drag our wait until into the thing, basically the robots, when it starts, it's going to put the pin down, and then it's going to do, well, right now we've got nothing in this blank, but eventually it's going to do something for a series of degrees. Well, whenever you get out of wait until, then you need to grab what we call an operator. And in this case, we want to turn, we want the robot to turn in a direction. Actually, I've kind of messed that up a little bit. Let me pull that back out for just a second. Apologies. We got to have it do something, right? We got to have it turn right. So if we were to just play this right now, it's going to spin in a circle on us forever until we stop the program. And so now we're ready to go. We've turned right. Now we're going to turn right until, I'm going to go back to my controls, until we want to keep turning right until when? Until it sees a certain degree, okay? And then the robot kind of gets some autonomous, self-thinking type credibility to it. And so then we're going to kind of grab this thing, and we want to drive heading. We want it to drive in a certain direction. We put that guy in there. After I go back and get my operators, I'm just messing this all up real. So I'm going to drag that in, okay? The shape tells me that I need to put that in next. And now I'm looking for a sensing, and I'm going to drive in a certain degree. And I'm going to drop that in there. And that certain degree, I'm going to move this down. This is what you're going to have to play with real quick, but I'm going to give you the answer to this one. It's 120.6, okay? And now I have to draw my line, so I'm going to draw forward, so we can go back and get our friend out here. We can draw forward for, I don't know, let's just say 800 millimeters. And then once I've drawn my line, so in other words, this thing's going to turn, it's going to draw something, or maybe it's going to draw this way. I'll have to see what 120 is on this one. I need it to turn right again because I need it to head into a different direction, don't I? And so I'm going to turn right. Let me bring this guy back in, and I'm going to repeat this process up here. And I can copy paste, which makes life a lot easier for us, right? We don't have to keep going over here and dragging. So if I click on this, it's going to copy like the last 3 down, which is perfectly fine for what I'm doing. And then I've got to come up with this, get back in there. I've got to come up with this degree. And we'll have to play with it a little bit to see what's going on. Let's say 250. I don't know. I'm just throwing in random numbers right now. We'll see what kind of shape we get. And because it's a triangle, we're going to go with the same length. And now I'm going to grab in another wait until. I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste. So much easier to do it that way. And then this time I don't want it, after I draw my last thing, I want that to go away. And so I don't know, what degree, what do you want to put in here? Let's say we put in 90. Let's see what goes on with this and drive forward. So now we have our program. I'm just going to run it and let's see what happens. as we draw, okay, so it's going to take off in that direction, and then it's going to turn. It's looking for 250 degrees. Sometimes, because this is a computer program, sometimes it's going to take it a minute to find it. We may find it that 250, it's not going to do anything. So we may have to go back in and do an adjustment. Let's go to 40 on our degree, and then rerun the program. Let's see what happens here. It's going to come down, it's going to turn, and it's just going to keep spinning. There is a degree that will have it take off in the other direction. I'm going to go on and cheat and show you what that one is too. It's 241.2, which is crazy kind of angle. But as you can see, it's going to look and it's going to find it when it finds the degree. It's going to turn up. There it goes. Bada bing. And now I'm not going to tell you the last one. It's going to sit there and spin. You've got to figure out the last one for yourself. Okay. Oh, it did find something. And now it's going to draw that way. Well, that's not a triangle, so we know it's not 90. We don't want to go 90 degrees off that line. What angle do we want to go to make those two ends connect? Okay. That's pretty much some information for you. That's where we are. Good luck and enjoy.